True happiness often arrives in the most unexpected of places. It's not always in the grand achievements or the material possessions we accumulate. Sometimes it's in the quiet moments, the simple joys that we often overlook. A gentle breeze, a warm smile from a stranger, or the serene beauty of a sunrise can bring a profound sense of peace and contentment. These moments remind us that happiness is not a destination, but a journey, a series of small, beautiful experiences that enrich our lives. It's not always found in chasing our desires, but in surrendering them. When we let go of our relentless pursuit of what we think will make us happy, we open ourselves to the possibility of finding joy in unexpected places. Surrendering our desires doesn't mean giving up on our dreams. It means trusting that there is a greater plan at work, one that we may not fully understand but can have faith in. This act of surrender allows us to be present in the moment, to appreciate the beauty and wonder that surrounds us. Surrendering to a power greater than ourselves, to God's plan, brings a joy that surpasses all understanding. It's a joy that comes from knowing we are not alone, that there is a divine presence guiding us, supporting us, and loving us unconditionally. This surrender is an act of faith, a recognition that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. It's in this surrender that we find a deep sense of peace and fulfillment, knowing that we are exactly where we are meant to be. It's a joy born of letting go of our own limited perspective and embracing the infinite wisdom of our Creator. When we release our need to control every aspect of our lives, we make room for the divine to work its magic. We begin to see the world through a different lens, one that is filled with wonder, gratitude, and awe. This shift in perspective allows us to experience life more fully, to appreciate the beauty and mystery of existence. When we relinquish control, we open ourselves to a life guided by divine purpose. This doesn't mean that we become passive or complacent, rather, it means that we become active participants in a greater plan. We learn to trust the journey, to have faith that we are being led in the right direction. This trust allows us to take risks, to step out of our comfort zones and to embrace the unknown with courage and confidence. This surrender is not a sign of weakness but an act of ultimate strength. It takes great courage to let go of our fears, our doubts, and our need for control. It takes strength to trust in something greater than ourselves, to believe that we are being guided and supported every step of the way. This strength is not about physical power but about inner resilience, the ability to remain steadfast and hopeful even in the face of challenges. It's in this space of surrender that we discover true fulfillment, a joy that transcends the fleeting pleasures of the material world. This joy is not dependent on external circumstances but comes from within, from a deep sense of connection to the divine. It's a joy that remains with us through the ups and downs of life, a constant source of strength and inspiration. In surrendering, we find a peace that surpasses all understanding, a happiness that is true and lasting. Modern life bombards us with a relentless stream of information, demands, and expectations. From the moment we wake up, our phones buzz with notifications, emails, and news updates. We are constantly connected, yet often feel more isolated than ever. The digital age, while bringing us closer in some ways, has also introduced new forms of stress and anxiety. Social media, with its curated images of perfection, can make us feel inadequate and constantly striving for an unattainable ideal. We're constantly striving, achieving, and accumulating, often at the expense of our inner peace. The modern workplace demands more from us than ever before. Long hours, tight deadlines, and the pressure to perform can leave us feeling drained and exhausted. We juggle multiple roles trying to balance work, family, and personal aspirations, but often find ourselves falling short. The pursuit of success and material wealth can sometimes overshadow our need for rest and reflection. This constant pressure creates a pervasive sense of anxiety and uncertainty. We worry about meeting expectations, both our own and those imposed by society. The fear of failure looms large, and the desire to keep up with others can be overwhelming. Our minds race with thoughts of what could go wrong, and we often find it hard to switch off and relax. The relentless pace of life leaves little room for moments of calm and introspection. We worry about the future, dwell on the past, and find it difficult to be present in the moment. Our minds are constantly occupied with what-ifs and should-haves. The uncertainty of what lies ahead can be paralyzing, and the regrets of the past can weigh heavily on our hearts. We struggle to find a balance, to live in the now, and to appreciate the present moment for what it is. The weight of the world, with its complexities and uncertainties, can feel overwhelming. The demands of daily life, coupled with global issues like climate change, political instability, and economic uncertainty, add to our sense of unease. We are bombarded with news of crises and disasters, making it hard to maintain a positive outlook. The sheer volume of information can be paralyzing, leaving us feeling helpless and anxious. We long for a sense of peace, for something to anchor us amidst the chaos. Many of us turn to mindfulness practices, meditation, or spending time in nature to find solace. These moments of tranquility can help us reconnect with ourselves and find a sense of grounding. The simple act of being present, of taking a deep breath and appreciating the beauty around us can be incredibly healing. Our hearts yearn for a deeper meaning, a sense of purpose beyond the material realm. We seek connections that go beyond the superficial, relationships that nourish our souls. Spirituality, in its many forms, offers a path to understanding and peace. Whether through prayer, meditation, or simply contemplating the vastness of the universe, we find comfort in the idea that there is something greater than ourselves. In these moments we glimpse the possibility of a life filled with purpose, meaning, and true contentment. The search for meaning and purpose often leads us on a spiritual journey. This journey is deeply personal and unique to each individual. It's a path of self-discovery, of connecting with something greater than ourselves. It's about recognizing the divine spark within us and aligning our lives with a higher power. This spiritual exploration can take many forms. It might involve prayer, meditation, connecting with nature, or acts of service. The essence of the journey lies in cultivating a relationship with God, seeking His guidance and surrendering to His plan. Studies have shown that surrendering to a higher power has profound effects on well-being. People who embrace this surrender often experience reduced stress, increased happiness, and a greater sense of purpose. For instance, a recent survey revealed that individuals who prioritize their faith report feeling less stressed than those who don't. Another study found a strong correlation between religious involvement and overall life satisfaction. These findings highlight the transformative power of surrender. When we relinquish control to God, we open ourselves to a life filled with peace, joy, and a deep sense of fulfillment that transcends our circumstances. Section 5. Beyond self, cultivating selflessness and stronger relationships. Surrendering to God's plan encourages a shift from self-centeredness to selflessness. We begin to see ourselves as part of something larger, interconnected with all of creation. This understanding fosters empathy, compassion, and a desire to serve others. As we prioritize God's will, our relationships are also transformed. We approach others with love, understanding, and a willingness to forgive. This shift creates stronger bonds, fosters forgiveness, and allows us to experience the true joy of connection. Section 6. A tapestry of faith-building community through shared surrender. Surrendering to God's plan naturally draws us into community with others who share our faith. This sense of belonging provides support, encouragement, and a shared sense of purpose. We find strength in knowing we're not alone on our journey. Together we celebrate victories, offer comfort in times of need, and hold each other accountable to our faith. This shared journey deepens our connection with God and strengthens our resolve to live according to His plan. Section 7. Letting go to grow, personal growth through surrender. Paradoxically, surrendering control is often the key to unlocking our full potential. When we let go of our own limited perspective, we open ourselves to God's transformative power. He guides us, challenges us, and helps us grow in ways we never thought possible. This process of surrender and growth can be challenging. It requires humility, a willingness to learn, and the courage to embrace the unknown. But the rewards are immeasurable. We emerge from this process stronger, wiser, and more aligned with our true purpose. Section 8. Renewed purpose. Discovering meaning in God's design. As we surrender to God's plan, we begin to see our lives through a new lens. We discover a sense of purpose that transcends our own desires and ambitions. We realize that our lives are not merely a series of random events but part of a larger divine tapestry. This realization brings a profound sense of meaning and fulfillment. We find joy in using our unique gifts and talents to serve God and others. Our work, relationships, and daily activities take on a deeper significance. Section 9. Deepening the connection, a lifelong journey of faith and fulfillment. Surrendering to God's plan is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey of faith and fulfillment. It requires a daily commitment to live according to His will, to trust in His wisdom, and to seek His presence in every aspect of our lives. This journey is not always easy, but it is always rewarding. Each day presents new opportunities to grow in our faith, to deepen our relationship with God, and to experience His love in profound ways. It's a process of continually seeking God's guidance, surrendering our will, and trusting in His perfect timing. We must learn to listen to His voice, to discern His direction, and to follow where He leads, even when the path is uncertain. This requires patience, humility, and a willingness to let go of our own plans and desires. But in doing so, we find a peace that surpasses all understanding, a joy that is not dependent on our circumstances, and a hope that is anchored in the promises of God. This journey is filled with both joys and challenges. There will be moments of great joy when we see God's hand at work in our lives, when we experience His blessings, and when we feel His presence in a tangible way. But there will also be times of difficulty, when our faith is tested, when we face trials and tribulations, and when we must rely on God's strength to carry us through. These challenges are not meant to discourage us, but to strengthen our faith, to draw us closer to God, and to remind us of our dependence on Him. There will be times when our faith is tested, when we question God's plan, and when the path ahead seems unclear. In these moments, it is important to remember that God is always with us, that He is faithful, and that He has a purpose for everything we go through. We must hold on to His promises, trust in His goodness, and believe that He is working all things together for our good. It is through these trials that our faith is refined, our character is developed, and our relationship with God is deepened. It's during these times that we must cling to our faith, remembering that God is always with us, guiding our steps. We must continue to seek Him, to pray, to read His Word, and to surround ourselves with a community of believers who can support and encourage us. By doing so, we find the strength to persevere, the courage to face our challenges, and the assurance that we are not alone. God's presence is our constant companion, His love is our source of comfort, and His grace is sufficient for every need. By fully embracing the journey of surrender, we open ourselves to a life filled with true joy, purpose, and a deep abiding connection with our Creator. This journey is not about perfection, but about progress. It is about growing in our faith, learning to trust God more, and becoming more like Christ each day. As we surrender our lives to Him, we discover the fullness of His love, the depth of His grace, and the beauty of His plan for our lives. This is the essence of a lifelong journey of faith and fulfillment.